6,600 games of blitz I've done. That's a little bit more than the rapid I've done. So 1802, good luck. 1,300 games. Oh, he's gone berserk. That's that symbol there, and that's that noise that you heard. So you get 50% of the time, but you gain a bonus point for the arena if you win. Goes e6. I'm just going to charge for the center. Okay, I'm going to drop back. I've given him a kind of free development move there. In a way, not a clever thing to do, but I don't want to trade everything off. So we're just going to watch out for attack to our pawn. Okay, I'm actually going to go back there now and I'll just drop around the angles again. I don't think he'll play g5, but you never know, he might do. He launches one in the middle, so can we try and challenge and take here? Here. If he goes with a bishop, I'm very happy to trade. If he goes with the knight, I can take here and win a pawn, I think. He has gone with the knight. Oh, but he takes with a check, and then he gets a check here. But if I take here first, because if I take his knight, he takes and he guards his pawn. So if I take here first, if you take, I take back. If you take, I can still take, right? Because I don't want to simplify the position too much because he's used berserk mode. So I want to try and keep some pieces on the board. But I'm trying to win a pawn or open his king's defences up. So I think I can take here, but it does kind of invite a bit of trouble though, doesn't it? So what on earth do we do? Is that a poisoned pawn? Here, he's getting quick development, whatever I do, isn't he? It might be a poisoned pawn. But I think, actually, you might have the quick knight down. It might be better to trade and play pawn up. I think it's better to trade in g3 and then bishop on g2. Because I'm giving him very quick development if I don't. So I think it's better to tuck the bishop away and just go for development rather than trying to grab the pawn. So he's played bishop down. I can't move the rook. God, he's playing this astonishingly well, isn't he? Incredibly well. Oh, and then he's just blundered his queen. He might have meant to go forward and he's done a queen slip. I'm assuming that's what he must have meant there. Oh, that's unfortunate, isn't it? Because he's played incredibly well to start that game. That's unfortunate. Okay, I'll put it through the analyzer, but it's probably a waste of time. But I tried to do that with all of these. But yeah, you can see how quick my opponent is there. But obviously he did use berserk mode. So I just tend to put all the blitz and rapid games through the engine just to see how it says we actually played, if I've messed up in the opening and so on. It's always useful to know. That's how you learn from your own mistakes. Yeah, so it is basically completely flatline level, and then it'll just be that one blunder. So 94%, 67%, but the blunder has just skewed that completely. It doesn't really matter, but we've basically played it okay. So should we have taken the pawn? And the engine might say, well, I can calculate it like 50 moves ahead or something, so it was nothing. So it's just all completely level here. Yeah, I only played bishop to g5, which is an inaccuracy, just because I didn't want to be trading all the pieces off too quickly. So I knew it wasn't a glorious move, but I played it anyhow. So we've dropped back. Now here, you can turn the engine on. When the green bar progresses through, that's when you know it's done its little bit of thinking. Actually, I've only got one line on there. Yeah, you can set up to 5 lines. I'll set it to 3. The more you do, obviously, the more resources it'll use up. I'll increase the memory there as well. I'll have a look at that another time. So the engine does like knight takes and then pawn takes and then bishop takes f6. So pawn takes was one of the moves. The engine does actually like either knight takes, bishop back, or knight development. And obviously the only reason I took an f6 was to try and mess the structure up to grab the pawn. And then I realized I shouldn't take the pawn. That's what I thought. The engine's saying, yeah, you should take the pawn, but they're virtually identical on the evals, but it's saying it's okay to take the pawn. And the second move is just develop your other knight. or knight to d4. So it's saying taking the knight there is a mistake. And it's still a slight advantage to black, but not much. And we're back level here, correct to drop back, and then he's just done a mouse slip, of course, just a simple mouse slip in a level position. So that's all it was.